Welcome to part 2 of addition strategies, where we quickly go over some of the strategies and routines that we can use in the elementary grades. Okay, number line. Number line is a great strategy that they use in kindergarten and first grade. In those early grades, it always starts with every single notch on the number line being labeled. So there would be a spot for every single number. Then a student would take that 9 and they would add 6 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they would know that the answer is 15. This is a great strategy to use, but it gets much nicer and easier when they get. Okay, when we're in second and third grade, number line becomes much easier because we don't need to label all of that. So a student can start at 49, and they can do this a lot of different ways. Some of them might do a +1 to get to 50, and then add a 10 to get to 60, and add a 5 to get to 65. So then they would add 10 plus 5 plus 1 and know they added 16, and they ended up at 65. They might do 49, and they might say 16 is pretty close to 20, so I'll add a 20 and get to 69, and then I will subtract 4 because I added too much. So 69 minus 4 is 65. Some students might say, 49, and I'm going to add 10 to get to 59. Then I'll add 1 to get to 60, and that 5 to get to 65. So the nice thing about number lines is you can actually do this really good mentally in your head so that it becomes a mental strategy as they get good at this. Okay, column addition. I love this because it's really easy, and I look at this and I say, oh, all of my columns add up to 9 or 90 or less, so I just write the answer. Oh, as I look at this one, the ones digit is too big. It would make an extra 10. So if I'm practicing no strategy, I wouldn't even solve that one. Okay, again, my columns all add up to low numbers, so 88, I can solve it. Oh, my tens goes over 100. So if I'm really just studying when I don't need a strategy, I would just cross it out and say, oh, the tens goes over the 90. Now, most kids can do that in their head and say, oh, it's 137. But if I really am teaching no strategy needed, I just need to know which column made it not work out. Okay, if I'm in the hundreds, same thing. Oh, look at these low numbers. I can just write the answer. Oh, see that 60 plus 40 equals 100. That's going to cause an extra 100. So if I'm teaching this, I would cross it out and say, oh, the tens gives a problem because it created an extra 100. Okay, expanded form. First graders can start to do this. Second graders get really good at this. By now, we should know what expanded form means. We just add it up. 20 plus 10 equals 30. 8 plus 4, there's several ways we can do this if the kids need to do a little break apart there. To get 8 plus 2 is 10 plus 2. I do like to have them separate 12 as a 10 plus 2 while they get good at combining like terms and getting 42. 68 plus 34, again, expand it. 60 plus 8, 30 plus 4. 60 plus 30 equals 90. 8 plus 4 is 10 plus 2 again. 90 plus 10 equals 100 plus 2. Okay, we can expand out even 3-digit numbers. So 400 plus 10 plus 8. 200 plus 50 plus 4. 400 plus 200 equals 600. 50 plus 40 equals 60. 8 plus 4, I must needed to have practiced 8 plus 4. 600 plus 70 plus 2 equals 672. Kids feel a lot of success with expanded, and I like to practice it for a long time, meaning weeks and weeks, so that I know that every child knows that that's a 400 and that that's a 10. They need to know that those are not 4s and it's not a 1, it's a 400 and a 10. The reason is because then when I take it to what's often a shorter or more efficient method, they need to call it. So I have a 40 plus a 50 equals a 90, and a 6 plus a 5 equals a 10 plus 1. Notice if I have not practiced expanded a lot, then I might call that a 4, and I might call that a 5, and then I would get a 9 plus 10 plus 1. So I need to make sure by practicing for weeks that these kids know that's a 40 plus a 50. So they know the answer is 101. Then we can move to 100s. Again, I need to make sure they know that. Sometimes I have them write the problem there. So 20 plus 70. So I know that they are actually combining the tens together and the hundreds together. So I can see that they are calling the numbers and not the digits. So 500 plus 90 plus 14. 500 plus 90 plus 10. Well, 90 plus 10 is going to equal another 100. So 500, 604. Notice getting an extra 100, ending up with a 0 in the tens place, doesn't cause any problems if the kids are calling the numbers by numbers and not digits. And if you're having them combine their like terms, so it's in expanded form. Okay, partial sums. After they've practiced expanded for weeks and after they've practiced horizontally adding it, then we can do partial sums because it's the exact same strategy. All we're doing is adding the columns together. So first add 80 plus 40 and get 120. Then add 6 plus 5 and get 11. Here's where your kids will make mistakes if they're not careful. A lot of students will put that 11 right there in the tens and the hundreds column. So emphasize that right at the start, that when they get an 11, the 10 needs to go in the tens column, the 1 needs to go in the ones column. And then they basically just do partial sums again and add each row going straight down. Let's try another one. Again, add the hundreds column. 400 plus 200 equals 600. 50 plus 70 equals 120. 9 plus 8 equals 17. Again, make sure the 10 is in the tens column, the 7 is in the ones column, and then just add straight down again. Now, a lot of programs don't spend enough time on expanded, and the kids really don't understand what they're doing, so when they get to the partial sums, they make careless mistakes. Make sure you're spending weeks and weeks practicing expanded, practicing all those other strategies, because then it will make partial sums super easy and they can add big numbers and they will do just fine. Okay, comp opposite change. This is one of my favorites. Now, first graders do this. Only we usually call it break aparts, but if I add 1 to get to the 9 to make it 10, I have to subtract 1 to make it a 4. Remember when we had those 10 frames? And we had 9 up there. 9 does not like to be a 9. So we're going to take 1 and we're going to say, oh, take you and put it up there because not 10s are easier to add than 9s. So show it on your 10 frame first, show it with objects. They need to understand that when we compensate, we have to do the exact opposite. If I add 1, it doesn't come from nowhere. It has to come from someplace, and it's coming from the 5. So if I add 1 to make a 10, I have to subtract 1 to get a 4, and it's 14. And first graders practice this. They practice it all the time. Practicing 9 plus 5 is 10 plus 4. And that's a great thing because in second grade we use compensation all the time. So 29, I'm going to add 1 because 30 is much easier to add than a 29. But if I add 1, it has to come from somewhere, and it comes from that 45. So I get 30 plus 44, which is a super easy problem for a second and third grader. We can even do it with hundreds if you have practiced your partners to 100. I don't want to just go to the next 10. I can. And let's do it for a minute, and then I'll show you a better way. So I'm going to add 2 and subtract 2. And then I have 348 plus 143. That's still a hard problem. So I could do what's called double compensating and say, oh, if I added a 20, I would be at 400. So if I add a 20, I have to subtract a 20. So that would be 123. So 400 plus 123 equals 523. So that's using double compensated. It's actually easier if you just know your partners to 100. Because if I know my partners, I know that adding 22 gets me to 400. And then I can subtract 22, which is 133. Now it takes practice. It equals 123. It takes practice. And I spend lots of time at the beginning of the school year practicing partners and practicing expanded so that by the time I get to this later in the school year, the kids have really great number sense and can actually do this, and they love it. So spend time at the beginning of the year practicing your basic stuff. Give them lots and lots of time. Don't rush through it. Then you can get to some hard math later, and it's super great. Enjoy.